Welcome back. It's episode 13 of the Lockdown Backyard Trails build. My lucky number, 13, and it's ironic because we've had the most rain of the entire build. We're a couple of months in now, there's no sign of stopping, but we've had so much rain, which is a good thing. Usually people hate rain, it's the end of the world when it rains, everyone has to go indoors, but the trails needed it. We were desperate for rain, everything was getting quite like crumbly. A couple of cases on the chunky spine causes it to crumble, and you can't fix stuff like that when it's bone dry. If you remember, like we talked about Ben jumping the shark fin, and it was looking a bit risky really, like irresponsible, because the landing was just all broken up like a shattered egg or shards of mirror. But now we've got rain, which softens things up. Well, I have to say actually, I was expecting huge puddles. You can see remnants of where there were tiny puddles. But the mad thing is how well this ground drains. It's a lottery when you build jumps. If you're going to order dirt, it's a lottery of what you get. If you're going to dig, put a shovel in the ground, you don't know what you're going to find. This is the first true test of drainage, and it's passed. We've had a lot of rain. A lot of people have been messaging saying they're expressing their concerns for the jumps. Things like this have happened, like all the big cracks in the jumps from everything drying out. Excuse me, buddy, out of the way. Look, he just knows. He just knows. Collapses, but only tiny ones. I was dreading big landslides. El Grande is intact. She holds her prowess. Her big, chunky nature is still to behold, to be honest. It's a massive jump. The berms are sweet, but everything's soft. So if I was going to drop in right now and ride it, it would rut it massively. So it's a bit of a waiting game, but I'm going to use all of this rain to our advantage. I've got some long handle shovels on the way. When they arrive, I can go start to finish, tidy up every single jump, make them glossy, shiny again, fill those cracks. If you think how the jumps look when we build them, when they're fresh, they're immaculate. They literally shine. It'd be cool to have the whole line looking like that. We can do that now. And now, progress. Moving on to the most exciting feature we've built in the line. And I know I always say that, but we do tend to trump ourselves with creative ideas. Look at the jumps. Pretty special. The berm gap works. I'm going to add a few inches to that takeoff in this episode and jump it again, because now we need a lot of speed. But I'm quite scared about what to do with the speed, because this is the start of our vertical kicker transfer. It needs a name, it will come up with a name, but this takeoff is going to be the tallest one in the line, the biggest takeoff we've built. It's not very wide, so it's going to be the new version 2 of the tombstone. I want to come up at least to here, taller than the landing. Then we're going to dig the bomb hole down, so it's going to be actually from the base of the lip, the biggest one by far. And the whole point is, if you remember when I explained it with the drawing, ride up this takeoff, full vertical, leant back, and pull backwards and across, and land in El Grande landing. We had thoughts, didn't we, Ben? We were sort of saying, should we actually bother with this? Yeah. Is it going to be a waste of time? I don't think so. I've had more dirt as well. I've had more dirt delivered. So I went for 10 tons this time. Because the whole field's getting soft and boggy, I was worried about a 20-ton lorry getting stuck. But Nationwide Hire hooked me up with fresh dirt, brand new. It's out of the ground, it's not really new, but it's fresh. It's green topsoil again, which I know now works really well. That's what El Grande is built from. So they sorted me right out. Nationwide Hire, it's really cool actually. I don't know a lot about plants, diggers, machines or dirt. So they're like a nationwide company that you can call up, get stuff booked, but they'll find what you need in your area. So that's been a godsend. In the future, if we work on big projects, I'll be able to get diggers, things like that. It's going to be mega. So, Red Bull fridge. We are going to get on with build lapses any minute now, but look at this.
Bit boggy, mate.
It's just full of, oh, all that slid into the fridge. It's rank. Should have put a lid on it.
There were comments suggesting that, mate.
Should have really done that. Would have kept the cool in as well. Is that a thing? Can you keep the cool in? Needs a lid. Let's make a lid. So, build lapses. I'm going to dig this, well, I'm going to finish this takeoff. It's going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be vertical. I will get a spirit level and we will make sure it's vertical. We're going to dig this down as deep as needs to be to make that look absolutely hefty. And then we're going to talk plans and more things. They'll probably be riding in this video. Who knows? It's going to be a belter. So let's drop in episode 13, build lapses. Look at the state of that. We have built a wall of dirt. It's actually a wall. It's like a church spire, isn't it? It's a cathedral. I'm so pleased we went with this, even though it might be the most ambitious, unrealistic thing ever. Just to look at it is epic. It's like a beacon of excitement because I don't know if it's going to work, and testing it's going to be mad. Also, bear in mind, we're yet to dig this bomb hole down. So imagine I've got no shin bones. I'll be stood like this. So it's actually going to be as tall as me. Because I'll drop to the tops of my tibias. Massive. And there's a big gap, which makes me scared. Weird, isn't it? You have to go backwards. You have to pull sideways and backwards with your front wheel above your head, and then make your front wheel go below to land on the landing. It's exciting. It's really cool. The best thing about it is, it's like the end of sideline. Sideline ends here right now, and it transfers back into mainline. So as of this landing, upon landing El Grande, you're on a single line. All that trails, all of that madness converges into one sizable chunky mound with horrible ruts in. I'm going to repair those. To test this, those ruts need fixing, but also me and Ben were saying it's going to be exciting actually to ride these trails again and do some better tricks on this. It's quite soft. We're going to fill those in. We can do some tricks. So there's still more to do. One thing you guys need to do is name that. I'm going to let everyone at home name this feature, whatever you want. Maybe bear in mind that we've had a shark fin and a whale tail, which are both like aquatic beings. Could call it the seahorse. I don't know. Anything. Anything. But it's big. Ben can escape through the middle, he thinks.
I definitely can, mate.
Brakelessly.
100%.
Brakelessly is not a word. How wide are your bars? Show me now.
Probably that wide, mate.
Yeah, you're fine.
Easy.
It might scrape, but there.
Yeah.
Yes. My long handle shovels haven't arrived yet, which is annoying because I want to spruce up all of the jumps, the whole line. It's so much easier with a long handle shovel. But this needs to dry to test it. Actually, we haven't checked if it's vertical yet, have we? Thank you. The sun comes round the other side to this, so this is going to take a little bit longer to dry before we can test it. Let's see. Wow, that was a little bit of an exact. Look, I've got 5 mil of vert. See?
Very impressive, mate, yeah.
The bubble doesn't lie. That's vertical there. We're miles off. Which is cool because that makes it more of a challenge to travel backwards. Given that it's not even vertical, is it possible to travel backwards? That's going to be a true test of raw talent. And probably, imagine just trying to pull back as hard as you can, but you fail and just land on your back here.
How would that happen?
Well, have you ever ridden one of those?
No.
There we go. Have you ever ridden up a cathedral spire?
No.
No, me neither. I think we'll be okay. But this is going to get dug down, so the next build laps, we're going back into another one. This needs digging down, which will make that look a lot bigger. I am going to spruce up the big landing. I'm going to spruce up the berm, but I'll stop there. Now, that brings me on to this. That is the end of this line. So let's build another one. Let's expand again. We've got all this space, and the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you would have seen that Ben has widened that roller for us, which opens us up to a whole new line. So what are we going to build here? Might sound boring, but I think rollers. A, to build speed. B, because we still haven't got a long set of rollers to do manuals. And let's say if you had 5 rollers in a row, you have options to go single, double, double. That's 5. Double, triple, triple, double, manual 5. I'd love to have that in a set of trails. So I want to build that here. But the other main reason is I've been walking around a bit in the evenings around here on my own, thinking. And I've found a way of linking from the top to here together without doing any jumps, because I'd love to have a bit more of a warm-up line and a bit more of like a newbie at the trails line, where people, if they haven't come here before and they want to hit the big stuff, the technical stuff, it's nice to warm up. And I want Beck to have something she can ride as a pump track. So there is a way I can pump track top to bottom. So having 5 pumps here out of rollable berms is going to be super cool. So that's what we're going to build. This clay that we're about to get is going to start building those rollers. So let's do that, let's do that, let's do a lot. We're going into build lapses. Enjoy. Yes, insane progress, and it's raining, which is actually good for digging. I've got a little digging tip because people have been asking for advice when they're building their backyard setups, their builds in the garden, and by the way, we're going to put all of those backyard builds at the very end of this video, a bit of a montage of all of your hard work. But one digging tip when it comes to compacting jumps and making them rideable is how you use the shovel head. Most people just pat with the whole shovel head like that, flat on the ground. It makes an awesome noise, but it doesn't actually compact the ground very much. The first time you go over things, if you just use like the back edge of the shovel, like the knuckles of it, you can punch way bigger holes into the landing. Flat shovel compressed it 3mm, that's like 10mm, so 3 times more, because surface area has an inverse relationship with pressure. If you reduce the surface area, you increase the pressure and compact the landing more. Talking of which, why have we got a landing and not a roller? There's one roller, there's the one out the berms. We've got a double roller and a tabletop, which wasn't the plan. Before this build lapse, we didn't know anything about this, but it looks awesome. And the reason it's so cool is you can still roll it, so when people can't do big jumps with gaps in the middle, that still works. But the cooler thing is, you can do nose bonks and nose manuals over it. So you could go manual, and then jump, nose bonk, back to manual, and all the way through. And we need to figure out how to jump the pit bike berm. But the other reason, which only just showed itself, is that I think you could transfer out of the big cathedral spire into that landing. It's quite far, but if you took off halfway down, that by the way is rock hard now. One evening in sun and look. Ow! It's a shame about the rain today. I'll be upfront and honest, this video hasn't got riding in it, but the next video will start with testing that. Jumping that way. I'm quite nervous about that. I mean, if it doesn't work, we can just put a door in the back of it and make another fridge. But we've got to jump that way. Ben's called a 180 on it. Sorry, you did call that.
Yeah, that was off camera though.
Okay, it's on camera now.
Cool.
But it's super technical. And then, obviously, with all your brakeless pace. And just in general, you can jump this way now, which is quite a big transfer. So I'm stoked with this. It's cooler than a roller. It's still rollable. And it's like a nice little part of a rhythm section. And that is the update to the trails. This is dug down now, so it's a ludicrously tall takeoff. I'm really scared about this. I'm pretty concerned. We need to figure out what's going after El Grande, because jumping that off of the main takeoff is going to have loads more speed than pulling backwards off of a vert takeoff, which is one very good way of killing speed. So that might have to split again. There's so much going on, but we need to show you your digging clips, and I just need to pat everything in and get an epic riding video out very soon. I'm not going to make you wait as long. We've only put out one build video this week. Just thought I'd come over to this, because those of you that thought we'd forgotten, I'll see you in the next video. Nice and fast, go, 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 go. Yeah, #1. Oh, that'll do. Yes!